Welcome to our weekly dollar cost averaging update. Well, things are starting to heat up with the Bitcoin price as we enter the last week of October. We're not quite to the all-time high yet, but with the election in November, December coming up, we fully expect to take out that all-time high price very soon. So we wanted to make our weekly buy of $25, but also look at the performance of the experiment now 6 weeks into it. I think you're going to be super amazed at how it's been doing, especially relative to stocks and gold. So remember, I'm not a finance professional and this is not investment advice, but I'm just sharing with you the straight numbers from this dollar cost average experiment for your entertainment and hopefully to excite you about your own DCA journey. So if that looks interesting to you, go ahead and hit that like button and let's get into it. Remember, DCA is buying a fixed dollar amount of Bitcoin at regular intervals, regardless of the price going up or down at the time. In our case, we are buying $25 every week. We did start on September 16th with an initial seed buy of $200. And that was just to make things interesting. So we started with more than a non-zero balance from the get-go. So now let's look at proof of balance in my exchange account. You can see right now there's just Tether in here, which is what we're using for the buys. But more importantly, the Bitcoin is right here. And currently there's the initial seed buy plus, let's see, a total so far of 6 buys of the $25. So on the 16th, 23rd, 30th, and then 7, 14, and 21. So 6 buys is about $150 plus that initial $200. So its approximate balance right now is around $395, but that amount of Bitcoin that has been purchased is 0.00571. Another way you could say that is 571,000 Satoshis, since one Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshis. So 571,000 Satoshis is how much we've purchased. So let's look now at the 571,000 Satoshis and how it was purchased with each of the weeks. So again, we made 6 purchases at the $25 level plus that initial $200 seed. And you can see that the current value with Bitcoin at around a $69,000 spot price, the value is around $395. So we made about 46 bucks and the return is 13.4% over that time. Now, if you average that over the 6 weeks, that actually comes out to an annual yield of 139% if it were to keep the same trajectory. So 13.4% is a phenomenal return over 6 weeks. Like, you would never see that with any other asset class at all. Looking at individual weekly purchases, you could see that the initial seed purchase is up 18.5%. And so far, the least return we made was, of course, last week when we purchased it at an effective spot price of $68,000. So we're up 1.3% on that amount, or 32 cents on that purchase. So now let's look at how we performed versus gold and stocks, since those are the major asset classes that Bitcoin is compared to. And here you can see the dotted green vertical lines are the Mondays that we purchased on September 23rd, the 30th, October 7th, 14th, and 21. And this gold is the Bitcoin price. You can see that it is up 19% since we started on September 16th. And then gold is up 6%, and stocks are up 3.5%. So you can see it's actually Bitcoin is actually up 3 times gold's performance, which is not surprising. Gold generally doesn't perform that volatile. Actually, even more surprising is gold is up twice as much as stocks. That's pretty impressive for gold. So congrats to our gold bug friends. But now let's look at 1 year ago. Okay, so if we go back to October of 2023, so this is 1 year ago. Bitcoin is now up 100%, stocks are up 41%, and gold is up 36% over the past 1 year, since October of 2023. So again, now Bitcoin is more than twice, 2.5 times more than stocks, and almost 3 times better than gold. And then now let's look back going to October of 2022, just to see the 2-year performance, and Bitcoin is up 231%. Gold is up 63%, and stocks are up 54%. So again, attesting to the phenomenal performance of gold, it's actually beating stocks over a 2-year period. But yeah, definitely if you had been in gold versus Bitcoin, you're still losing out like 4x gains. Bitcoin is up almost 4x versus gold in this time period. All right, so there's your performance of going back 1 year and 2 years. And next we want to just make our purchase. Go ahead and buy our next, the weekly $25. It looks like Bitcoin spot is up to 69,000 right now. So let's just go ahead and say we're going to put in $25 worth of Tether, regardless of what the price of Bitcoin is. It's doing a limit order. Okay, it looks like the limit order is taking a little bit of time. Let me go back to, let me go into a 1 minute on my chart here. Yeah, it looks like maybe the price of Bitcoin is pretty volatile right now. And wow, it's actually threatening to go to 69,500, which is probably the high for the day. So we're buying it almost at the high. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to cancel this really quickly, and I'm going to re-enter my limit order. Okay, so I'll choose this price is 69,499. I'm just going to buy it at whatever the current market price is. I'm going to say buy, and that should execute relatively quickly. All right, so it looks like it just got filled. So we could look at the trade history, and yes, it was filled at 69,499, so about 69,500. So yeah, Bitcoin price is starting to push up against the 70K level. So hopefully you're getting a good idea about the power of dollar cost averaging. Just 6 weeks into our experiment, we're up 13.4% or 139% annually. And so if you are interested in starting your own DCA journey, check the show notes for some helpful links to some videos. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for future updates, and drop a note below. But until next time, be wise, be safe, and stack sats.